So it is day 2 of setting the post bases in the piers, and Mike and Mark are out there squaring everything up with the string lines for those post bases for the outdoor living. And one of the things that we realized is I did not bring this pier out far enough. And as if I didn't have enough fun with this wall already, chiseling stuff out, because it was out of square originally. And if you watch the earlier videos, we moved it over. We had to dig the trench out because I dug the wall was square, but the trench was out of line. And then I had to make it longer, but then these guys showed me on the plan where the end of this footing, where that little rebar mat is, needs to be way out here. So it needs to be in line. So back to the jackhammer, and we're going to get this chiseled out. I've got the pier all chiseled out where it needs to be. So now I'm just going to disconnect that rebar mat and retie it so it's over here in the pier where it's supposed to be. All right, I got the mat moved and everything lines up here, so we're good. That was 24 by 24, so I ended up, cutting it to what it's supposed to be. That part out there was the original goof, where I was too far over this way, and then I was too short on this wall or on this footing, so I had to bring it out here originally, and then of course we realized I was still not far enough, so I cleaned up the 24 by 24 down here on this end. So the squares you saw me making up yesterday are gonna need 4 dobies like that to hold it up in the hole. I'm gonna have to go get some because I didn't have enough left over. I only had enough to do these 2 piers, and I needed one more over in that pier that we just fixed. So with 30 holes, at 4 per hole, that's a lot. And then some of the piers out there are big, they're going to need 6 per hole. So I'm probably going to get somewhere around, I'll probably need somewhere around 150. And then I still have those the foundation the foundation across the garage, and the foundation to fill in where we had it open for the tractor. So I guess I'll get somewhere around 180. So that's, if I got they come in 9 per square, so 20 of those, 180. That should do it. Next up, I'm gonna do the rebar for these 3 big piers, and it's 24 inches, probably bars, and I'll do 3 each way. So let's go cut those. So apparently, the rookie cameraman I am, I had the GoPro on photo, so I took a photo before I started and I took a photo after I started. So I got all the pieces cut up. I'm going to take them over to the table, and we will tie them up in the 3 bars in each direction. So I still need 12 pieces, 16 inches long, for the little 2x2 pier holes in the middle of the house. So I have 2 left over from yesterday, so let's cut up 10 16-inch pieces. Right, let's take those guys over to the table and tie them up. So I'm going to make a kind of a little custom one here. So that one needed a 16 square, so I'm going to go a 16 that way, a 16 that way, and a 16 that way. And then I'm going to tie it in with a 3-foot bar that'll come all the way down to here, and then I'll probably have like a 10, a 10, and a 10, something like that. So this will kind of look like a circle over here with a line with a circle over here. That part of the pier kind of blew out, so because this little one and that bigger one kind of bled together. So let's see how that comes out. So I didn't really like how that one turned out there. So I'm going to change it and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I'm going to add a couple bars. You know, with having to move this and some blowout, there's too much dirt that doesn't have any bar. So let's change it up a little bit. All right, so I added a little bit more bar in there. I just didn't like so much of it being open cement. So kind of the downfall of that little pier and that big pier running together, and then I was off on this one, so then I had to dig out some more, so this just became a huge hole. It is the end of day 2 for doing the post spaces that set in the piers, and they are all mounted now. We had a few to mount this morning, and then Mike and Mark worked on setting the post bases out here for the outdoor living. So those are all set to go, and then they started setting up strings on that end to line up the bases. So tomorrow they will get back to that, and they'll end up building the same kind of form boxes down there for those, and again for the poter couture we'll need the same thing. And then I finished up all the rebar boxes that need to go on the bottom of the piers, and then since I ran out of Adobe's, and I'm headed to the big box store to get a bunch of those tonight, but in the meantime I went and I set up all the rebar dead center in the forms. And how I did that was I ran a wire through the form and tied it off. So that side was pushed into the back. So let me show you on the inside what I did. So I went in between the first and second board. I put a screw there, a wire goes through, and then I have it wired to the upright. And this end is not pushing this way, so I only needed to run wires to keep it from going back that direction. But farther down the line, I made it all the way to the far corner of the house down there, getting everything nice and straight in the forms. So when they pour concrete, all the bar will be inside the concrete. Nothing's able to move, and I won't have any rebar exposed on when they pull the forms. So pretty happy with the progress. These guys have been a big help. They are probably more meticulous than I am. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.